Hi Adam, hi Katie, it's Wednesday and I'm slightly flustered. So I just spent about 15 minutes making my entire video, or like filming my entire video, and I deleted it on accident. So now I'm refilming it. Bah. I'm sorry this video is so late this week. I got home a little later than I had anticipated. I went to Lubbock, which is a big town in the area. It's about an hour away from where I live. I went there to go order a birthday cake. My birthday is on Saturday, my 16th birthday. I'm really excited. I went to go order my birthday cake. It's Doctor Who themed, and I'm really excited about that because I've never had a Doctor Who cake before. I've had lots of different kinds of cakes, actually. I've had numerous Harry Potter cakes, a Beatles cake, a Twilight cake. I can't remember all the other cakes that I had, but I've had a lot of cakes. I've had every design you could have ever possibly have wanted, but I've never had a Doctor Who cake, so I'm really, really excited for this one. Yeah. I'm going to be selling you Sorry, I'm slightly flustered because I can't believe I have to refilm all of this over again because the last take was so good. Anyways, yeah, so I went and booked my birthday cake, and my mom did some birthday shopping at the mall, so she did it in Barnes & Noble's at the mall, and I sat on the other side of Barnes & Noble's and read a book. That's the life of being a nerd fighter, which I would not give it up for the entire world, because being a nerd fighter is like the most amazing thing that I could have ever wished to be. But anyways, to keep moving on, I'm going to jump straight into the video because, like I said, I'm kind of flustered and I'm just really, really ready for me to finish this video. I'm very mad at myself right now. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and start my little discussion about where I live. I first want to comment on Adam's video. I want to say, oh my lord, how can you walk outside in negative 10-degree weather with shorts and a short sleeve shirt? I could not even imagine. Like here, it gets below 40 degrees and people are wearing parkas. Well, not me because I don't own a parka. But I'm wearing a hat, usually, if there's frost. It does get pretty cold here though, even when it's just 40 degrees, just because the wind chill is so amazingly and undescribably cold, because the wind blows like 60 miles an hour here. It's really, really fast and really, really windy, which is why it's almost impossible to film anything outside when I'm trying to talk, because it's so windy. And if you've seen the video that I made for English last week on my channel, you can understand my plight about the wind. I have no clue what I'm going to do about the wind in that video. I don't know. That's off topic, sorry. Anyways, also, I want to say, Katie, I'm really excited to see your video because I'm really curious how similar Texas and Tennessee are. We're both in the United States and we're both pretty far down south. I mean, Texas is quite a bit farther down south than Tennessee is, but Tennessee is still quite a bit south as far as southern states go. I'm just really curious to see if our weather is similar, if we have the similar jokes, if we have a similar lifestyle. I'm not sure, because I've never been to Tennessee, so I'm really, really curious about that. I'm going to first start off by telling you some jokes. I liked the idea of what Adam did by telling us jokes that only Canadians would get, and yes, I'm almost positive that only Canadians can get those because I had no clue. I listened to him like 3 times and I was just kind of like, yep, you've succeeded. I understood absolutely none of those. And I couldn't really find any like jokes, but I found a bunch of you know you're in Texas when, and also I found an entire website dedicated to Chuck Norris jokes. I don't know if in Tennessee and in Canada if they tell Chuck Norris jokes. In case you didn't know, Chuck Norris played Walker, Texas Ranger in the movie, and he's supposed to be like what the kids at my school call a beast. And he's supposed to be like the conqueror of all things. You'll know what I mean. I'll read you a few Chuck Norris jokes. They're funny to listen to. I'm not really one of those kids that sit around at school telling them, but actually they're quite popular and all the kids tell them, and I've heard hundreds of them. So, I mean, I guess you could say they're like a staple of Texas. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and cut to the jokes right now. You know you're in Texas when in July you discover that you can drive your car with only 2 fingers. You know you're in Texas when you discover that the seatbelt buckle is a pretty good branding iron. You know you're in Texas when you understand that asphalt has a liquid state. As for Chuck Norris jokes, here's a few. Everyone knows Chuck Norris's pet rock. He named it Earth. Chuck Norris once kicked a horse in the chin. Its descendants are known today as giraffes. Giraffe love. Chuck Norris can light a fire by rubbing 2 ice cubes together. Chuck Norris will never have a heart attack. His heart isn't nearly foolish enough to attack him. And last but not least, my kind of absolutely favorite one, because it's kind of nerd fighter-ish. Even though I'm not a Star Wars nerd fighter, I'm still a nerd fighter. DFTBA. It's pretty funny. Chuck Norris starred in all 6 of the Star Wars movies as the Force. So those were my jokes. I hope you did not understand those. That's such a weird thing to say. But if you did, that's not a bad thing either. It just means that you're very intelligent, which you don't really have to be intelligent to understand the Chuck Norris jokes, and you just have to kind of have like some background info and know what they're talking about, and who Chuck Norris is. And the Texas ones make sense, but you don't really like you've probably never really experienced them, so hopefully they don't make sense in that sense. I'm gonna go on. Anyways, the last thing I really want to talk about with Texas is I kind of want to bust some myths about Texas. The first one I really just need to get out there and tell you is not true, like, at all, is the one that I get the most whenever I'm traveling, is that in Texas, yes, we have cars. I like to go to the mall, and no, there are not wild Indians living near me. I don't ride in a horse and buggy to school every day, and yeah, I'm getting my driver's license in a week. We're pretty civilized. A lot of people don't know that. It really surprises me how many people don't actually know that Texas is just like everywhere else in the United States. I mean, we are quite a bit more spread out than you would be in, say, New York City and New Jersey and Massachusetts, but we're still just as civilized. I mean, I know what the iPad is. I know what the iPod is. I have a BlackBerry. Yeah, that's like my number one myth that I always have to bust because people so fervently believe it, and it's not true. And another myth, I wouldn't really call it a myth, it's like a myth fact, is the fact that we all have accents, but they're not all horrible and terrible and thick. Like you see on a TV show, if a character's from Texas, they always have a thick accent. It's like a no-brainer. Thick accents are like a staple of any character from Texas in any movie, any TV show, anything. And I'm not saying that there aren't people that have thick accents. I think it's split about half and half, depending upon where you live. where I live, there's quite a bunch of Texas accents. I mean, they get pretty thick where I live. I grew up around Austin, or I don't want to say I grew up, because I've lived here for the same amount of time that I lived the other place. But I lived in Austin for a long time, and I've moved around, so I don't really have a thick Texas accent. I do have a Texas accent. I know this because when I went to New York, some guy's like, "Are you from Texas?" And I was like, "Yeah, how do you know?" And he was like, "Oh, you have such a Texas accent." And I was like, "Oh, okay. I never thought I had an accent, but apparently I do." And so, I know that I have one, but it's not quite as thick. I kind of consider myself just average. Slang leads me perfectly into my last point, which is slang. And these are not myths. This myth is, in fact, a fact. A fact. Sorry, I caught myself on that. We do say y'all a lot. Like, so much so that when we're in English class, we still say y'all, because it's just a staple. I mean, like, it's what we use. We don't know a substitute for it. Like, we were in Spanish class the other day, and we were randomly talking about this, and we were talking about, if we didn't say y'all, what would we say? Because we honestly don't know, because any time that we want to say, hey, y'all, come here, it's just y'all. We don't know anything different to say. I mean, it's almost impossible. And I mean, I know up north they usually say, like, you guys, I think it is, and it just doesn't sound right coming out of our mouths. It's like we don't know how to use it. I hope that makes sense. But yeah, y'all is something we definitely say. And another one that a lot of people don't know about, and it's a really prominent one, is the word fixin'. We use it a lot. What fixin' means in context really is just about to. Like, I'm about to go to the mall. I'm fixin' to go to the mall. I'm fixin' to go to school. I'm fixin' to do my homework. Okay? I mean, that's basically what it means. So, that's where I'm going to leave this video. A few notes. I kind of want to know what you guys think about maybe doing, like, themes. I've been watching collab channels on YouTube since, like, 2007. And something I've always noticed is that all collab channels, they always do, like, theme weeks. I think that'd be kind of fun. We can talk about it more on the Nerdfighters website. And yeah, that's basically it. I really hope this video made sense. Like I said, I was really flustered because I deleted that other video. And I hope I didn't leave stuff out, and that I don't have, like, huge gaps, and that my speech doesn't make sense. And I ramble a lot, and so I hope this video isn't really, really long either. So this doesn't really get long. I am going to say bye right now. And I will see you on Friday, Katie, and Adam, I will see you on Monday, and I hope you both have a really great rest of the week and weekend. Bye!